let's talk about England, shall we? So yeah, it's not looking good. We've not won in our last 6 games. And that includes Hungary in there. But we scored 10 past San Marino, so get in, boys. Cheapest and most reliable coins on FIFA 23. Then go down below to use and buy. Top link in description. And make sure to use code Vizeh for 5% off. Even though England have gone through the most successful, granted, quotation mark, successful without a trophy, I guess, but most successful run of tournaments since 1966, a semi-final in a World Cup and a runners-up in a Euro. That's impressive at the end of the day. I made a video about 6 months ago, maybe 5, about saying that I still back Gareth Southgate. And every time I speak about Southgate, all I get is just non-stop shit. I just get people that gets really angry at me. They really do not like it. But at the end of the day, it's too late. We are not going to change our manager, okay, a couple of weeks before the literal World Cup tournament. It's not happening. People say, what about Spain? We're not Spain, okay? This is the FA we're talking about here. It's not happening. I've backed Gareth Southgate longer than, I think, most people. And even still, to an extent, I still want to back him, but I think now it's almost being blind backing because I'm not really seeing anything that will make it make sense. My reasoning, even after the Euro, was the fact that it wasn't even the fact we made it to a final or semi-final, because people will still say that isn't valid. The fact that we didn't concede a single goal from open play in the entirety of the Euros, that is something that, in my opinion, should be celebrated. That is a big achievement. People will say, yeah, but we only played against Ukraine, and only played against Scotland, and only played against... I don't care. If you don't concede a single goal from open play, that means that your defence is working. We conceded 2 goals in the entire tournament. One from an insane free kick, which no one can stop, and another one was just a corner. That ball was bouncing in the box, and it went back in the net in the final. Other than that, perfect tournament in terms of the defence is speaking, and the fact of the matter is that I understand why we are seen as so defensive, because in my opinion it worked. It worked to be more defensive. It worked to have a 5-back and to play Harry Maguire, because guess what? It means that we actually defend well, as what the Euro's shown. And then, the Nations League happened. Conceding 3 past Germany, conceding 4 past Hungary at home. I believe we didn't even score a goal in open play for 5 of those games. So it wasn't looking good. So let us just go through quickly what I think my team should be. So you need 3 goalkeepers. So the 3 goalkeepers, there's quite a lot of people here, quite a lot of players there that is in the potential to be in the squad. So I don't think there's anyone here that's been missed out. I mean, Christ, we've even got the likes of Harvey Elliott here, and Kilman. So, it's got a good variety of players here, right? So, goalkeepers, it should be pretty obvious. Pickford, I think, should still be number 1. Pope has to be there as well. And at number 3, it has to be Ramsdale, especially with how good Arsenal are this year. So, I think that's pretty much the easiest thing possible. Who the number 1 should be. I'll still say Pickford. I think Pickford has been completely fine. Absolutely no worries. Pope is a fantastic keeper. But in terms of how we actually want to play, I mean, as a Burnley fan, you would think I should be really on Pope and saying how good he is. And he is a fantastic keeper. Aerial claims, insane. But I just think for the way we want to play, he is a weakness in terms of, it's giving the ball away too cheaply. I know that in the last game that he played for England, he got given a chance. And it was blatantly obvious that he just hasn't got the distribution to be part of this team, and sometimes he gives the ball away too cheaply, and that can be a massive disadvantage. So I do feel like Pickford, he's earned, I think, the right to be number 1. He's kind of bought the respect, the credit from Southgate. He's earned it, actually, not bought it. So yeah, Pickford would probably for me still be number 1 for England. Defenders, having a little think here, because I know that like Vizeh James, he's injured, so of course he won't be at the World Cup, so got to keep players of that in mind. Kieran Trippier, first person I saw which I think should be in there, and realistically I actually wouldn't be too upset if he's actually our main man, our main starting right back, because I think that he's got good defensive qualities, good leadership qualities. He's also got a fantastic whip in him, and also fantastic at set pieces, and we do need a good set piece taker, so I feel like he's got all the right, and also he's in form as well. He's well in form, so I think Kieran Trippier for me should be our number 1 main right back, as long as Vizeh James isn't there, and he isn't. So I'd pick him personally. Also there, I think Kyle Walker should be back for the World Cup, and he kind of works well in terms of a right back or a third centre back on that right centre back slot. I think Kyle Walker, he's a great player, obviously part of a fantastic City team, and he also is versatile and can play in many different areas. I do think Dyer will be there, just because the fact that he started in the recent games makes me think that, Southgate likes him. Would I start him? Personally, I wouldn't start him, but in terms of English centre-backs, we're not really looking good right now. It's kind of looking quite low. So, I do think that's one massive weakness. And again, the reason why I do understand why we do play quite a defensive style is that our defence just isn't that good. I see Harry Maguire. There's no way that he should be on the plane in terms of form, in terms of many aspects, the way that we want to play. However, this is Gareth Southgate. If I'm going to pick it, he wouldn't be on the plane for me. It would be, that kind of other pick, realistically. And he could be called up upon if we absolutely desperately need him, which I hope we don't. John Stones, I believe that he's back for the World Cup, a starter, great player, and also great at, with his feet, which is important for the style, which is just good with modern football nowadays. Luke Shaw, for left-back options, makes sense. He played well for England last time, to be fair. Very weird for United nowadays, but I feel like he's kind of earned also the right to still be there. Chilwell as well, great left back or left wing back option as well. Trent should still be going, especially if Reece James isn't there. Trent and Trippier to be the kind of the right back options, I think is very strong. I don't know why people don't think should be there. Also, Ben White. I'll take Ben White there. Arsenal in fantastic form. He can also play as a right back for defensive reasons, or right centre back. He could be maybe a good option if we're trying to see a game out, and he could be played as a right back, kind of a defensive kind of right back. With his form, I think he's only right to be in the squad. And then I'm going to put him in there. He should be in there. Tomori should be on the plane. I don't know why he hasn't really been given that much of a chance. But Tomori, I would really like to see more of him. I think he's a fantastic player. He's earned his stripes over in Italy, and he should be given more of a chance. And I think that is enough for defenders. However, I would like, and it may surprise you, I wouldn't be upset with, this is kind of my kind of weird opinion, Dan Burn. Newcastle, third Premier League. One of the best defensive teams in the entire division. Good relationship with the likes of Kieran Trippier. That's in the side, plays right back, he plays centre back. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too far ahead here, but I wouldn't be upset if I see. I'd rather have Dan Burn in the team than Eric Dyer. Okay, so midfielders, who's on the list here? So, for the midfield, it's pretty easy, I think, for the most part. So, Declan Rice, easy, of course. Jude Bellingham, easy, of course. Realistically, he probably shouldn't be as a midfielder, but I would like him to play there. There he is, right at the bottom. Phil Foden, I would like to see him being played as a midfielder. And then, ideally, there's Mason Mount, who he will be called up. He will be there. He's not been in great form, I'll be honest. I wouldn't start him, personally, but I just feel like he will. I don't think he's bad. I think he should be taken. I think he should be on the plane. I just don't think he should be a starter. Personally, I wouldn't. And I'm just going to do it because he should be James Maddison. When some people say James Ward-Prowse, no, I don't think he should be on there. I think if you want one option as more of an attacking option, and that kind of number 10 role, Maddison, Foden, I guess maybe Mount if you want to, but I guess Foden can play more as a winger. So really, and then as a defensive player in there, you're going to have Phillips as that kind of more DM sort of player, and then that's midfield done for me. I think that's great. Rice and Bellingham with the number 10 in a kind of roaming role. That can be a Maddison or Mount. Foden, I guess, can be more of a forward as a winger, potentially. And then you've got Phillips as a kind of defensive minded player as well. And I think that is reasonable. I think that's a great midfield. And I think that covers all kind of different scenarios that may pop up in the game. So forwards, of course, Harry Kane. And other forwards being, of course, having a look here, I think Marcus Rashford will go, and then Saka will go. Thinking how many people's on this list? So 3, that's 21. Wow, okay. Then, of course, there'll be Raheem Sterling. He'll be going because I think he's also earned the credit for his performances in the Euros. I don't think he's not been great for Chelsea, of course, but, you know, I can't see him not going. And there's one more spot left, and really, you've got to pick between a Tammy Abraham or a Ivan Toney. Really, you got to pick between one of those two, and it's tough. You know, Abraham's done really well at Roma as well. Tony's also. They both offer quite a similar type of play, like a bit more physical, can, you know, good aerial threat, can great hold-up play, can link-up play with other players. Yeah, I think they're both really good players. So really, it's a tough one. And realistically, I'm going to go for seeing Tony in the Premier League up against Premier League defenders, and I guess it kind of depends on how you see Italian defenders. So I think because of that reason alone, and because Tony's had a bit more, he's had a bit more of a look in the England setup, I think it'd be Ivan Toney, personally. And then, in terms of on the fringes, of course, Abraham will be there. Of course, Icon and Cody will be there. James Ward-Prowse may be there, but Southampton's been quite poor this year, so I'd be surprised. Who else could be on the list? I guess John Henderson may be in there because he's got the links. Sancho will be on the brinks of it, I believe. And then, oh wait, I just realised there's Jack Grealish. Oh, I just realised that. I just realised Jack Grealish is not on the plane. Jack Grealish has to be on the plane. That means that one person has to be gone. One person has to get off the plane. I mean, to be fair, Grealish hasn't been in fantastic form either at City, but I do think it's a different scenario. You know, oh god, this is actually quite a tough one, I believe. Maybe Rashford has to take a back seat. Maybe. I go over that. I don't want to look too much into it because I'm going to keep changing my mind. But there you go. And then the rest down here, fringes or just isn't good enough. You can take your pick on who's who there. That's my squad. Tell me yours down below. If you're wondering how I think we'll do in the World Cup, then check out my previous videos on YouTube, and I've done my World Cup prediction. But if you want to have a bit of a sneak peek, not that good. But hey, maybe we'll do fantastic. You know, I'm sure as soon as that first ball is kicked against Iran, it's coming home and all that stuff is going to pop up immediately. But we'll have to find out on that one. I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. And peace out.